You know, I have a lot of clients that range from different financial classes, whether it's somebody's worth $50,000 or $500,000 or $5 million or $50 million, $100 million, $500 million. All across the board we have access. And I always get asked the same question, does money make you happy? So let me address that right now. It doesn't make you happy necessarily, but it does give you more choices, options, creates more confusion. Biggie Smalls said it, more money, more problems, when he talked about how if you're not on top of your money with the right intentions, it could create massive chaos. And that's why you see sometimes athletes and entertainers and folks that come into a whole bunch of money, but like Lauryn Hill said, if you ain't right within, how can you win? At the end of the day, a lot of these folks go bankrupt when that particular part of their story in life for their occupation begins to go away. So what do I mean by that? As I've come across certain folks, it's not a simple mindset, but when you eliminate the clutter between you and all of your different higher powers, your spiritual settings, whatever the case may be, if you could remove that and find yourself in the place of giving, not just writing a check to get a write-off, but giving to help move the world and make the world a better place, those folks seem, at least in my opinion, to be the happiest. So today we're going to talk about how giving can make you rich. This doesn't guarantee it, but I'm going to dig into the philosophies, the mindset, and what I've noticed over time on the people that I see that are extremely wealthy, below wealthy, but fulfilled because of giving. So let's get into wealth being used for good. And listen, you always hear about the Rockefellers. I mean, you know, they just changed the whole game up the way they did it generationally. I think they're 16 generations in or something like that, and it just continues to perpetuate. But in 1906, Rockefeller told a newspaper reporter from the New York American, "I believe the power to make money is a gift from God, to be developed and used to the best of our ability for the good of mankind." Why is that important? Because at the end of the day, I think as a society, we want to continue to move forward, right? So if somebody is fortunate enough because, you know, they've stepped into a business and now there's an extreme wealth coming, it's not about trying to control what the agenda is going forward based on their political views, no matter what side. It's about how do you make all humans better, right? So you make all humans better by giving them an education on stuff that they just don't learn in school, right? At the end of the day, we know that the school system kind of puts everybody in a box. They don't really teach about, you know, an asset, a liability. They don't teach you how to run your credit, make your credit better. And every time I come across folks that are really making a difference, financially making a difference in the world, they all kind of say the same thing. They want to be cause to the world becoming a better place. It sounds really good, right? But it really comes down to understanding how you're going to educate people. Are you going to give them a map, an action step on how to get from hello to yes, or from this part of the map to that part of the map? Those folks seem to be the ones that are really elevating. And Rockefeller says it best, at the end of the day, when he's before his higher power, when it's all said and done, he's got to be able to answer to that. Listen, I'm not sure about the quantum physics. I'm not sure about the Newtonian law. I'm not sure about how gravity plays into this. But it seems, and you can research this stuff for yourself, that Americans, they just give a lot. America is the richest nation on earth, yet people often refer to Americans as stingy. In 2020, however, Americans gave $471 billion with a B dollars to charities. Now, some of that could have been for the write-off. I'm not saying that's not the case. However, even after adjusting for income and tax differences, that's more than any other country per capita. Question is, do we give because we're rich, or are we rich because we give? Now, what I think is the folks that get it, the folks that understand it, the folks that are tapped into a spiritual side, frequency, understand the art of living is giving. Tony Robbins talks about that. And if you're giving, David Meltzer style, with no expectation except for gratitude, and then, you know, if you're financially, let's call it successful, for lack of a better term, and you have a team around you that really teaches you how to not evade, but avoid taxes through different trusts and strategies and giving, that's also present as well. Once again, though, The person that gives and really wants to make a difference is the person that feels fulfilled. According to the American Enterprise Institute, giving people earn more. A study of over 30,000 US families concluded that if you have two families, same religion, race, number of kids, town, and level of education, and one family gives $100 more to charity than the second family, then the giving family will earn an average of $375 more in income than the non-giving family. Now listen, I don't know if that's true, right? That's just according to an authoritative source. I don't know where the math is. I don't know the average versus actual. I don't know any of that stuff. But what I do know in my world, for me, Rob Gill, I was given a lot. Now, part of being sober in AA one day at a time, my number one priority, and it is a priority, is to help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. Not achieve therapy, not be their marriage counselor, not be their coach, but help them through the 12 steps of how to stay sober one day at a time. And when you give that time to other human beings, you get uplifted. Fast forward 20 years later, I had been given to charities, getting write-offs, feeling okay, but not fulfilled. And then finally it hit me, I need to see where my money's going. I had the good fortune of my partner, Chris Crone, inviting me to the Ukraine to be able to kind of bring supplies, bring certain equipment that the soldiers could use so they could fight a little bit longer, because some of the equipment was real cheesy. And at the end of the day, when I was over there for 5 days and I could see where the money was going, what was happening, giving up my time, having conversations, and being there, being the they, what began to happen is my level of fulfillment skyrocketed. So I don't know if that means I'm going to make more money or not, but here's what I do know. I feel a lot better about it. Okay, so check it out. Can you really make money simply by giving it away? I'm not sure if that's true. However, the mindset does open you up to more possibilities. And on average, we could say giving increases happiness. People who give to charity are 43% more likely to say that they're very happy versus people that don't. People who give blood are twice as likely to say that they're very happy versus people who don't give blood, and people who volunteer are happier. Now, the list goes on and on. The volunteer part, the action of time, commitment away from other things in your life, there is a high level of fulfillment there. So for us, we always want to play in that space. Happiness increases success. Not only are giving people happier, but happiness increases success and productivity. One study found that happy employees are up to 20% more productive than unhappy employees. I believe that 100%. For salespeople, happiness has an even greater impact, raising sales by 37%. It's all about the energy you bring, and if you love where you're at, you're going to bring even more energy. Happiness provides countless benefits to your health and career. So let me just talk about one thing about the employee and the salesperson. You know, if you're part of a company whose culture is uplifting, who is there to be part of something bigger than yourself, magic begins to happen. And this ties into the whole concept of not being selfish, but being selfless, not trying to be understood, but to understand, not trying to take, but to give, right? Don't give with an expectation. We talked about that. Because some people teach you that reciprocity is a tool of influence. Yeah, but if you're right within, don't just be given to get something, because that's going to get exposed as time goes on. Charitable giving, happiness, financial success, if we look at that map and where it could take us to, at the end of the day, we have this beautiful pie chart, including charity in your financial strategy. I mean, check it out. We have investment planning, insurance planning, tax planning. That's the tripartite division of how to make sure your money's right. You have real estate planning, children's future planning, retirement planning, cash flow planning. So that's all so important. Now, my question is, do you have all those planners in that pie chart on the same page for the benefit of your thinking that sits and fits with your core value? You got to make sure that that's going on. You know, so at the end of the day, we talk about the right hand speaking to the left hand. If you found this video either educational, powerful, if you like to, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe. We're bringing stuff out on a daily basis. If you have any questions, ask questions. If there's any videos you want us to do, we'd love to do the video and really continue to elevate and get closer and closer to you. So when time goes on, if you ever want to seek any information from us, we are one click away. Thank you for checking us out.